What's going on, guys? With the Livewire being released in the 2020 model year, the motor company is running a campaign of sorts to bring as much information as possible to the dealers that will be receiving the bikes and will eventually have to sell them. I'm going to share all the little details about the Livewire that hasn't been advertised yet, and I'll try to avoid any information that is already posted on HD's website. If you've never heard of the Livewire, you can check out the link in the description below. It'll take you to the official Livewire page where you can find a lot of the basic information. One of the first things they addressed was the mileage. The Livewire's mileage thus far has been advertised as 110 miles, which we were basically told was incorrect.
When we came out with 110, again, we came out with a product before we were done with all of our development and validation. They were marketing as engineering. We can't put this out in front of customers and dealers without giving them some information. Engineering said, well, based on what we're doing in Arizona at the Proving Grounds, we can confidently say it will be no less than 110 miles. Somehow, no less than got converted into estimated. And now when you put 110 out there and say estimated, you have people that say, oh, it's estimated. Maybe it's really only 80, right? And so that caused a lot of confusion and misunderstanding. So we have concluded what they call the MIC testing, and for city riding, we're at 140 miles. For combined, so combined testing means stop and go for 50% of the charge and 70 mile an hour consistent for 50%. That mileage is 88.
And I actually just checked, they just updated the mileage on the website. So the new number on how far this battery will take you is anywhere from 88 miles to 140 miles. I guess the real battery test will be done whenever we actually get the Livewire and sort of the consumer experience producing an accurate number in regards to distance. Paint schemes have been released on the website, but we actually got to see them up close and personal. And of course, real life always varies a little bit from pictures. It's essentially a matte orange and a matte yellow and a gloss black. Nothing too crazy. The wheel and braking system comes with ABS and traction, but they also added drag slip torque control. EVs just go when you pull the throttle. Somebody explained it like pulling a trigger on a power drill. There's no lag time. Since there's no gears and immediate power, it's conceivable that the rear tire could lose control trying to move a heavy vehicle with a passenger. So this particular system prevents that.
So that means if I'm going down a hill and I'm in regenerative braking, I'm not touching the brakes at all, and I go over a patch of sand where my rear wheel would want to slip, the vehicle knows based on the electronic chassis control that condition may happen. If it starts to happen, it actually can change the regenerative braking or apply ABS or traction control, whatever it needs to do to prevent that wheel and minimize the slip against the road.
The computer controlling torque slip initiates after 10 miles per hour and works with the ABS to balance control specifically during deceleration. And as intuitive as this machine and most EVs are, before you find that new friction zone and build up the muscle memory of a throttle reaction, this system will help keep the bike's response in check. They did have the charging stations available to look at as well as a rep who sells them, and they are not cheap. You can actually program them to cost $3 or however much you want to charge for usage. The motor company is going to be advertising free charging at participating dealerships if you purchase a Livewire, and Bert is going to go ahead and just advertise free charging for anyone, no matter what the vehicle is. Charging takes a half hour or so to get to 100%. The bike also has a regular wall plug that can be stored under its seat, so you can charge at home, and that takes about 8 hours to go from dead to 100. Things took an interesting turn when it came down to training technicians. The first thing each dealership has to buy is a 6-foot hook, which is to be used to pull someone off of the battery should the circuit be completed through the very conductive human body. Other than that, laser guns for temperature, floor signage, and rubber gloves are all required to work on a Livewire. Lastly, we weren't allowed to actually ride the Livewire, but I did get to sit on one, and I really liked the aggressive stance with the rear controls, and I'm also very excited to actually ride one when the bike does get here in August. I'll try to answer any of the questions you guys have below. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you next time.